Hey everyone, I'm Armory Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. I wanted to bring you guys all a video for those of you that don't really check the update section of the game or who don't check the social point forums. And so first I want to highly encourage everyone to start looking at the update section of the game. It's there for a reason. It tells you a lot of the new changes that players are sometimes like, what the heck is going on? If you check the update section, sometimes it's there. And also more importantly, I would encourage everyone to start checking the social point forums because there's a lot of useful information there. And so with that said, what I want to talk about today is the new team race, the Grand Prix team race. And the reason I want to talk about this is because it's going to be different from all previous team races. So let's just begin. On June 21st, we will present a unique team race which will have different rules from any of the previous team race, the Grand Prix. While you wait for this Grand Prix, let's take a look at the unique rules. So first of all, it starts on June 21st, so you have 7 days to prepare for this kind of race. The rewards. In the Grand Prix, the team rewards are divided into two groups to support the cooperative part of it, and the new team race monster is a guaranteed reward based on the amount of laps your team reaches. The rest of the rewards, such as Elementium, is based on the Grand Prix ranking. Okay, and so the very first thing we're made aware of is that now every single team has the opportunity to get the new team race monster. In the past, the only team that ever got the team race monster was whoever got first place. If you got first place, then you would be guaranteed the team race monster. And then, depending on how many laps you did, you would get a different ranking. But now it appears that any single team, regardless of what ranking they're in and what position they are in the race, they can get the team race monster. It just depends on how many laps they complete. So let's continue. Lap rewards. Lap rewards are given out based on the number of laps your team completes. Now, every team can get the main reward, being the brand new monster, after completing a certain number of laps, which will solely depend on your team's effort, no matter what the other teams are matched with. So these are the lap rewards. So if a team reaches 4 laps, they'll get a Soap Sam, an epic monster. If they reach 8 laps, they'll get Lotus. And you need to reach a minimum of 10 laps to get the new team race monster, Fatted. And then you'll get them at rank 1 if you do 14 laps, rank 2 if you get 18 laps, rank 3 if you get 25 laps, and rank 4 if you get 50 laps. So there's obviously some pros and cons to this. Previously, in order to get a rank 3 monster, you only needed to complete 14 laps. You complete your 14 laps, you get a rank 3 monster, and heck, you even get like 80 Elementium, and you even get a rank 1 legendary monster. Now it appears in order to get that rank 3 monster, you're going to need to complete 25 laps. So, pros and cons, right? Obviously, the previous method was better in that you needed to do less laps, although we don't know whether or not these laps are going to be easier. For example, maybe they won't introduce skipping epic nodes until lap 10. That way every single team has a chance to get the new team race monster, which appears to be the purpose of this new team race, the Grand Prix. So we really can't comment on that until the actual event is released, which will be on June 21st. Furthermore, they even added a rank 4 monster, which is really great for those teams that can do way more than 50 laps. So that's good for them. They can actually get a monster that's worth their effort. And of course, the best thing being that it doesn't matter if you don't get first place. You can get last place, but if you get last place and you get 25 laps, you'll still get the rank 3 monster. So that's a pretty nice side to this. Let's continue. Team position awards. We haven't forgotten how important the team position is. By earning a higher place than the rest of your teams you're racing against, your team will win precious Elementium and other rewards. On top of that, in the Grand Prix, both the position rewards and the individual rewards will be increased based on the highest team score rank of other teams in your race. Okay, so before we continue, you need to know what the team score rank is. And so if you go on your game and you go on team rankings, that's the team score. Right now, Revolution Valkyrie is in first, Left Hand of God is in second place, Collusion in third, Big Dogs, Power of Fun, 5 Attacks, Grindhouse, and so on. And so it appears there are 3 different categories: a top 100 category, a top 5,000 category, and a lower than 5,000 category. So if you happen to be in a pool, so there's 20 teams in every pool, if you happen to be in a pool against a team that is in the top 100, these are your rewards. The one on the left hand side, that is what you can get. Meaning that even if you get 3rd place, you're going to get 40 Elementium and 80 Nature Cells. Let's compare that to being in the top 5,000. Meaning there's no team from the top 100 in your pool, but there is someone that's ranked 500. Now if you happen to get 3rd place in that different pool, you're only going to get 20 Elementium and 15 Nature Cells. But the thing to remember is that being in that different pool, it'll probably be a lot easier compared to being in a top 100 pool. So for example, theoretically, let's just say that you're ranked 10,000, and then for whatever reason, let's say there's no other competition, it's just you and them and a bunch of like baby teams. For whatever reason, this is a hypothetical. So if they get 1st place and you get 2nd place, you're going to walk away with 60 Elementium and 100 Nature Cells, which is significantly better than what a lot of teams utilized in the past, creating different race teams. For example, if you found out you were going up against the number 1 team in the game, you would probably jump to your race team to get easier competition. But if you were to jump to your race team in this new system, well, let's see what the 1st place reward is. Only 20 Elementium and 20 Nature Cells, so that's definitely not worth it. So it's better to stay in your current team, get 2nd place, still get the monster because once again, it's all dependent on how many laps you do, not what place you get. The only thing that's dependent on what place you get is the extra rewards, the Elementium, the nature cells, and some monsters. And so you might really want to look at these different position rewards and individual rewards before you think about jumping to a race team, because you might not need it. For example, once again, if you happen to be in a bracket with a top 100 team and you look at the competition and you think maybe my team can get 3rd place, well, you're going to walk away with 40 Elementium and 80 nature cells. Compare that to getting 1st place against top 5,000 teams. You can get 50 Elementium and 40 nature cells. You gotta ask yourself, is it really worth it to jump teams to get 10 less Elementium but 40 less nature cells? That decision is ultimately up to you. Or if you already created a race team, you gotta ask yourself, is it really worth it to jump into a brand new team which is gonna be ranked lower than 5,000, and the best price you can get if you get 1st place is 20 Elementium and 20 nature cells? I don't think so. So this is definitely going to reduce a lot of team jumping. There's not really a huge need for race teams anymore. If you want to maximize Elementium, then yeah, you might still need to jump. Like for example, if you can't get 4th through 6th or 3rd against the top 100 team, you might want to jump over. But then, are you going to be able to jump over to a top 5,000 team? Probably not if it's a race team that you just created. So just things to keep in mind. Again, to get the actual monster, you just need to complete X amount of laps. But to bank on that Elementium and the nature cells, then that's all dependent on your position and what kind of teammates you're facing. Is one team in a top 100 team? Is at least one team in a top 5,000 team? Or is every other team below 5,000? And so there's definitely a huge incentive to stay on your main team and no longer create race teams. With that said, let's continue. Grand Prix Laps Time Challenge. A time challenge has been created exclusively for this team race. It is a chance to compete with teams from all around the world in this first worldwide team race competition. You can look forward to some amazing rewards. So get ready to make your rivals bite the dust. We've been listening to community, and in this Grand Prix race we want to tackle some of your concerns. We also want players to be motivated and to remain on their teams and enjoy the fun competition and cooperation within their teams. We will be very happy to hear any feedback you might have for us, so visit our forums and share your comments with the community and Monster Legends team. So I want you guys to comment below what you guys think of this new team race format. And then for those of you that are also on the Social Point forums, be sure to also make a comment on there. And if you're not on the Social Point forums, then I highly encourage you to make an account and start posting your thoughts. And please try to be as constructive and as specific as possible. Don't just say like, I like this, I don't like this. Try to say, why do you like it? Why don't you like it? What are some concerns you have with this new format? What do you like or dislike about this new format? Just try to be constructive and as specific as possible, because that essentially helps Social Point decide how to move forward with a future event, and then that in turn helps the community. So just try to be constructive, not destructive. And then if we scroll down, we can basically see more of the rewards. It's basically what I showed you guys in this green chart, just separated. First position in the top 100 team bracket, you get 8 Elementium, 150 nature cells. Let's scroll down, these are the individual rewards. So if you're in the top 100 bracket, you get 40 fatted cells and a gold relic. Compared to being in the top 5,000 bracket, you get 25 cells and 3 silver relics. Compared to being in a lower than 5,000 team bracket, where you get 1 less silver relic. The decision of whether or not to move to a race team is ultimately going to be up to your team and to your team leaders. Although I gotta say, I personally don't see a big incentive to move over to the race team, considering the rewards, specifically for the position rewards, they are significantly reduced compared to being in a top 5,000 bracket or a top 100 bracket. But again, it's ultimately up to you. The main purpose of this video is just to bring awareness to this new team race concept, and more importantly to get feedback from all of you guys. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this new team race concept? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And again, not just in my comments, but also go over to the Social Point forum and give your comment on there, because I think that's more important so they can actually see. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I am looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on this new concept.